mug? Yeah, I'll take one.
All right, dude. You ready?
Ready.
All right. Well, here we are. Hello. Dojogan podcast, dude. Hello, what's up, buds? What do you guys think of the new podcast setup here? You can swing that mic out even more too if you want to like slide down.
So it's like
I'm half and half too. It's super fucking annoying. Hey, it's good to see you guys here on this incredible podcast. It's gonna be a long one in a sense of everyone in this household just woke up.
Yeah.
So we've been up for a whopping, well, you've been up for 10 minutes.
Yeah, give or take.
Jess has been up for 30, and I've been up for an hour and some change. And we're jumping straight into drinking, and I'm very excited. So we have all just woke up. We are all about to just immediately start drinking. And on today's episode, we've got some Bull Durham beer that I'm actually super excited to try. They're local out of Durham, North Carolina. Saw it in the store and was like, yo, we got to give this bad boy a try. And yeah, we'll see what happens. 99 calories.
Oh, it's R&D.
Is it by R&D?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Brewed in both?
Both? Brewed at both Durham
God.
and R&D.
Okay.
So we're going to give these bad boys a try right off the rip. And we're going to see what happens. Jeff, what's up, bro? Take a crisp sip right fresh out the can, just the way the good Lord intended it.
It's cold.
It's cold. I like that.
It's good.
I like that. It tastes kind of similar to the Cane's one, which makes kind of sense, but it's lighter. It's like hoppy.
Very hoppy.
It's like super hoppy. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the beer that like would even like come close to tasting the same, you know? And I can't like I definitely have had this kind of taste before, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's super similar though. I definitely know what you're talking about. I can feel it.
Like we definitely had this taste with the 30 beer stream.
Did we?
Yeah. There's a taste. There was that same kind of taste in that beer. Maybe like a. I almost just said Budweiser, but that's not even the same kind of aftertaste as the Budweiser.
No. I don't know. I'm cool with it though. I'm gonna pour the rest of this. All right. So on the agenda tonight, we've got some. We need to bring back these mugs. Can we do that? Can we make that happen? We need to bring back some Dapper mugs.
We make the rules, so
that's true. We're gonna talk about bringing back the Dapper mugs. We're gonna talk about bringing those back for the crew. I don't know which ones would you rather, this size or that size?
That size, but
oh really? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I like the size of the big one.
Because I think this is 2 beers.
Yeah, it's definitely
This is 2 beers, yeah.
Whereas this one, I mean, this is like a good size, but it's a lot. Like if I had like 6 of them and there's all cold, it'd be one thing. But like since there's one, you drink one, and you're like, fuck, now I have to.
Right.
It's just gonna be a warm glass at this point.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
But
All right.
you at least get the 2.
No, I'm with that. I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Well, let's see if it tastes any different. It's super light though.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know. I like that beer. I'm cool with
That's
it.
good for sure.
This is something I think this was like. This 6-pack was like $7. So, $7 or $8. So I drink the shit out of that, high key.
I would still. I mean, you can't beat like, for example. I mean, it's delicious, great taste to it. I mean, but $6 for a 7-pack. I mean, that's not terrible.
No,
I mean, definitely
it's not bad.
much
Yeah,
worse.
that's not bad at all. High key. Low key, like the painting in the background. Well, we greatly appreciate that because that one above Trey is Jessica's. Well, I guess we technically did them both. Well, we did them all, but Justice said James did most of them, but I'm not going to take credit for him. But I did that one for sure, and this one for sure. Yeah, this one right here is an old painting, and I ended up just doing that. Yo, somebody just knock on the door? Oh, yo, Drip, boy, I appreciate that 500 biddies, dude. What's up, bro? Here you go.
Cheers, brother.
Good morning, dude.
Morning, dude.
Appreciate the 500 biddies. I gotta take this hoodie off.
Yeah, I was thinking about going hoodie live, but changed my mind. I'm just talking quieter, bud.
It's okay. All right, I'm ready. Yeah, Trey literally just woke up.
Yeah, I'll get in. Rip. Oh God, 5-banger.
Damn, somebody died in the game. How you gonna spoiler alert us like that, dude?
It's out long enough. Well, if you haven't paid it by now, then
How long has it been out for?
like 4 years.
And you just died. So you played the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
What is this? Half-Life.
Life is Strange 2.
Life is Strange 2.
Yeah.
So you played the first one. I remember one of the first streams I ever like really dove into watching you was
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, and I was on a flight to Seattle.
That was one of the first games I ever played, like actually, like story-wise on stream.
On stream,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was on a plane to Seattle, and I got the Wi-Fi in there, and I was watching Netflix before, and I was like, man, fuck, I'm so sick of watching Netflix. Let's watch something else. And I was like, I wonder if on this flight I can watch streams.
Right.
And I got on my phone, obviously, and I got on the Twitch app, and the only person on was you at the time. And I was like, damn, what the fuck's Trey playing? So I clicked on it, and you were deep.
Yeah, dude.
Like you had your Trey focus face on,
Yeah.
where you were like, and then you didn't say anything, and then something happened where you were in, again, spoiler alert, you were in the basement, and this dude had like you tied up or some shit.
And that's when the game takes the biggest turn of everything.
Okay,
It's
so
like, oh.
I literally, so when I tuned in, you didn't say anything, and I was just watching, and all of this shit happened, and there was like a big, like, long lull, and you literally were like,
myself.
dude.
Oh, I hate
And I was
myself.
like, what the fuck just, what did I just come
myself.
into, bro? This
Oh, I
is
hate
insane.
myself.
Twist of the game at that moment.
Dude, that's wild. Yo,
Yeet.
CJ, bro, welcome
One
back.
more month.
23 months, buddy. Cheers to you, dog. So you're playing the second one now.
So now I'm on the second one. Which it had me play like a like after I beat the first episode, it was like we have no save file for this game, for like a different game. You should play that game. It's free, and it would enhance the experience 100%. Like in game, it was telling me that, and I was
Okay.
like, oh, and I looked it up. It's basically like a free episode. It was like another hour and a half of the thing, and it like collided with the same with Life is Strange. So like it was really cool how they released like a half episode.
Okay, is that what they're called? Episodes?
Yeah. Then there's 5 episodes in the game.
So what episode do you have right now? What episode are you on right now?
I am on 3 and like a quarter. So and they're like 2 hours of an episode. Yeah.
And so it's just like a story, right? Like you basically decide the story.
Yeah.
Like you don't actually play anything, right?
Well, I mean, like you walk around and you can like look at objects, whatever the case may be, but you don't like run or like.
Like there's not like, is there like a task? Like I don't understand it.
Is it like a what? I'm sorry.
Is there like a task? Are you supposed to do anything?
Yeah, like for example, it'll be like you need to get in this room, look around and find a key, and like all kinds of things that you can click on and interact with, and like your character will talk about what the object is and like if it like means something to them or like they're just think out loud like in their head and not like talking
right
in their head. It's like you're their thoughts,
right?
And like I said, like it's like I don't think it could possibly live up to the first one. So far, it's doing a great job.
Yeah.
The first one was just
insane,
unbelievably made.
So you think there's gonna be that twist like that was in the?
And that's what I'm waiting on.
How long did it take you to get to that in the first one? Like, are we talking like this is a fucking?
It was about episode 3 when it started making the twist. So if it happens, it'll happen now. But there's always some kind of like big ass drama at the like halfway, and you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen at the end? There's like this giant thing that happens in every single episode.
Is it like a cliffhanger to where there's like, oh, we're making another one?
Yeah, for sure. And like it'll just say to be continued.
But how is it not? So this one's old as shit. How is there not another one already out? Like the newest one.
It took them like 3.5 years. Well, it took them like 4. Cause I think Life is Strange 1 came out in like 2012. And this one came out in 2015, so I guess we'll do one, but I'm not too sure. But then again, they released it by episodes. I don't know when the last episode came out. The last episode could have just came out not long ago. For all I know.
Shit. How much was it? It was like $7 or something like that.
So on Steam, they're selling it $7 an episode. But I went to a lesser known website to buy my game.
Cheater, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the company went under. Oh,
that sucks.
Well, I guess not many people are that hyped about that game.
I mean, it received so the second one's 9 out of 10 on Steam, and it was 10 out of 10 on the first one.
I don't doubt it. Everybody that I've heard talk about the first one,
nothing but positive.
Yeah, everybody says that first one was lit. That was crazy. I wonder what site Trey used. He bought it directly from Steam. Don't you worry about that, dude. Don't you worry about that. So anyways, on the night we've got ahead of us, we are going to be doing some water tasting. On one of the first episodes with Jessica, we did a water taste test because I feel like I'm pretty specific about what kind of waters I'm into and what kind of waters I like. So Trey didn't really get to participate in that one, so I got some of the similar ones that we did before, and also some new ones that we're gonna have both Trey and Jess try out, and we'll see how they go. Then afterwards, we've got some super unpopular opinions that we're gonna talk about and discuss and see which ones we actually agree with or disagree with. And I want to let you know, one of the first ones I saw on there was fucking Olive Garden. Olive Garden's overrated, and we're gonna have a real fucking heated discussion about that because that is insanity.
I mean, it's crazy because Olive Garden's trash, but people disagree with that. But I don't understand how. That's a joke. I love
so, and I was gonna do it. I was just, dude, when we get to this portion of this podcast, I'm gonna fucking roast you. I'm going to absolutely fucking roast you.
Nah, I love Olive Garden.
What are you thinking about Valorant right now?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's fun.
Well, you played it.
I did play it, and like people asked me about it too. Actually, like last night they was asking like what I thought about it. And
oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, man, I mean, it's fun. Like a little bit of games I played, but I'm still just not my style of game. Like.
Yeah,
I'm just so far out of first-person shooters at this point. Like,
which is insane because you used to be a gamer.
Dude, I used to love first-person shooters.
I think back to that all the time.
Yeah, like, and that's all I played. Like, well, as like a kid, like it was either Call of Duty or like NCAA football, and it was like back and forth on both of them. and then it's like basically was until I like rage like crazy on Call of Duty and so-called Navy SEALs Fire Team Bravo 2. No,
yeah, but that was so
that's
long
PSP
before.
days.
Yeah, that was so long before COD.
But still though, like it's still like first-person shooter like genre, you know.
Right.
So like, and I used to love the fuck out of it until I raged and I got on my football game. But it's just as I got older, I guess like.
Dude, I literally think of Devin whenever you talk like that. Because Devin would rage, be like, dude, fuck this, I'm getting on Madden.
Yeah.
And then he would rage in Madden harder than he did in COD.
See, I didn't rage on NCAA football because I made sure I won. I mean, you don't.
What team did you use?
Come on,
dude, AP, what up?
I'd go into like the create a
Dynasty?
It wasn't Dynasty.
Player?
It was like a create a player when you went through like all 4 years.
Yeah.
Like you played like your high school.
That was sick.
Dude,
yeah, that was sick.
4-time Heisman winner, man.
Doubt it.
4-time Doak Walker. I mean,
doubt it.
I'm a Hurricane, dude.
That was so much fun. I remember that being like, dude, I get to make my own player. Like you name him after yourself too.
And
so
that
like
made me buy Madden because you can import your NCAA stuff to Madden.
I did not know
and
that.
play in Madden with your player from NCAA.
I did not know
and
that.
The commentators were like 4-time Heisman Trophy winner, and you're like,
what?
Yeah, dude, it was tight.
Damn.
I always did that. That's why I had to make sure I bought the Madden. But I would start playing. I'm like, okay, I just hate it. There's another Madden. And then I was going back on console. I'll probably just make another one.
Yeah, Madden sucks. NCAA was the shit.
God, I would love to play another
NCAA with Reggie Bush on the cover was one of the best ones. Like 06, 07, yeah. That was a good one. When did they stop making NCAAs?
2014 was the last one.
Was it really?
RG3 was on the cover.
RG3. Talk about a flop. Feels bad.
He's still doing it, though.
I know. He's still back. He's backing up the future fucking Hall of Famer. What'd you say?
I said, let's calm down with the future Hall of Famer. Right now, Alex.
That's true. We're like 1 year in.
Yeah.
Whatever.
For all we know, he could tear everything in his left leg next year.
Whatever, dude. Extreme, bro. I appreciate the 5 gifted subs, dude. Here's to you and everybody else that is in here. Appreciate that, bro. Oh, that is incredible. Wow. So yeah, when did you quit playing? You quit playing.
Oh,
that's where we were. That's what we were talking about.
Got so off the scale.
So we were, or you were, let's see, 2015.
Yeah. So
2015 was when I was off to play college ball.
And that's what Black Ops
2.
Yeah.
Because we were the squad.
Black Ops 2 was fun as fuck to play. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Especially because, like, even like a hardcore mode, for example, because I remember I could just run through the MP7.
Oh my
and
god!
Just, like, kill everyone.
Everyone.
Like nonstop, just sprint.
Everyone,
shoot,
everything.
Sprint again, and it's game over. Like,
it's insane.
Dropping so many kills. That's like, I look back on like Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3, and that was like the heyday of my first-person shooters.
Which is what I think back to every time you're like, nah, man, I don't want to play.
Nah,
I don't want to play a shooter. I'm like, why? You fucking. There was a point in time where I would be like, yo, we're queuing up me, Devin, D-Mash, Trey, Cody, and that whole squad, dude. We did not lose. If we lost one game in like 18 hours, we were fucking raging.
Right.
Or somebody was cheating, dude.
Yeah, we would run the table on people, and
that was so much. I look back at that and that point in time, and when we were getting into gaming and stuff like that was what made me be like, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I remember us having conversations like, we should like record our Xbox parties.
Yeah,
it'd be so funny, and we would get
and put it on YouTube, just like full things. I remember having that conversation, and that was when I was like, "Yo, maybe I'll start broadcasting on Twitch from my." But it didn't pick up Xbox Live parties, which was the only fucking reason why we wanted to do it, because the gameplay was cool, but our comms were even funnier.
Right.
God, imagine if we got started back then.
Yeah, and where we'd be at this point.
I don't know. That's a crazy thing to think about. Dude, again, Extreme, bro. I appreciate your 5 gifted, you nut lord. Speaking of those 5 gifted, let me go grab some more beers for the crew. All right, cool. Never mind, Trey's on it. Yeah, man. What a wild time, dude. We would go so hard for so many hours at a time playing. God. I think back to that all the time. 2012, you would have been hitting the tail end of Justin.tv days. See, that's when we should have got started doing the Justin.tv. That's when things would have been popping, bro. Popping. Trey's grabbing us some more Bull Durham beers. Yeah. You see them right there? Just bring the whole case over. Well, the whole whatever. Yeah, man, these things are cool. I'm gonna try and talk with them. Maybe they'll do something for this show or the stream, and maybe we can get some more, get a couple of pallets of beer sent here. Have you ever seen?
Water shots up the butthole when?
Oh my God, that was a $50 donation. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. What does it have? Water shots up the butthole when? Dude, speaking of water shots up the butthole. We're going to bring these mugs back, chat. Thanks, Trump. Hey, thanks, Spar. Speaking of water shots up the butthole, and the top D of the stream, $50 dono. Boy, I should have ate something.
Yep.
Speaking of water shots up the butthole, I want a bidet so bad. Yeah, dude, I want a bidet out the house. We were watching something this morning, and they were talking about the they had a bidet or whatever. And the more and more I hear about them, the more and more I want them so bad. I want that warm water on my butthole.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, it is incredible. If you have a bidet out there, and somebody linked me one. Should have ate something. Somebody linked me one. It was just like a attachment that goes to your whatever. Right. But I was like, yo, maybe having a cold, like I'd want like a cold, little cold shot of bidet down there.
And the next step is getting the doorbell ring.
No, I don't think. Anyways, but you have to have like an attachment that goes from the cold water line to the warm water line, that way you can flip it or whatever. But so we just be stuck with cold water. But the next house, maybe even we do it here. Maybe I even do a torso up review of. Dude, could you imagine me torso up review of a bidet?
So I'm we're just gonna do my business here, and
let's see what happens. Torso up, just like a straight zoom in shot of my face.
Ooh.
Dude, that'd be lit. Apparently it's incredible. I don't know. I've never used a bidet, not one time in my entire lifetime. Have you used one?
No.
Really?
I would. Don't get me wrong. I totally would use one. Just I haven't as an adult. 27 years of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
So apparently it's like a good bidet just blows it all out, and then all you need is like one or two kind of like dry it off type deal.
Right.
And that to me is so scary. I don't know how I feel about a projectile
just getting
car washed.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about that. Use a garden hose and duct tape it to the toilet. Okay.
That could work.
Okay. The visible jump as the water hits. Yeah, I don't even know what to expect, because I've seen them in hotels.
I would be waiting in line to use that right immediately after you. I'll be right there. But
this is not a communal bidet. It's not a communal bidet. It'd be a one-time.
I'm gonna be sneaking in his room at like 4 a.m. like, James, I gotta use your bidet.
What if it's that life-changing?
Dude, that would be
From what I'm told, apparently it is. Apparently, I mean, you can it's just a fresh, clean slate, you know?
Damn.
Who knows? Maybe my life will just be changed, dude. Yeah, can I get a super wash with the undercarriage blowout for $5.99? Yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. What were we just talking about?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Okay, so in those Xbox Live parties, do you remember it would obviously be me, you, Devin, D-Mash, and Cody. Jacoby was in there too.
Did you know Matt Coney Bear? I don't know if you remember.
Coney Bear?
Yeah.
He was a cop.
He's a cop.
I do remember him.
Yeah.
He popped in my stream like 2
really?
months ago. Super
Damn.
random. Do you remember ever playing with a dude on Xbox Live whose name was Inflatable Lady?
Inflatable Lady. No.
Okay, I met this dude in I queued up for COD Modern Warfare.
Okay.
Is when I met him. I met him when I was like literally like 13 or 14. Inflatable Lady. I queued up, got on a team, and he was funny, and we were like, he was like, hey man, like you want to play again? And I was like, yeah, like he sounded my age or whatever. He was like a year older than me or something like that. And I ended up playing with him. I introduced him to D-Mash, Devin, Jacoby, all those guys. At that time, Taylor, Toast.
Yeah.
And we all played. We played until probably literally Black Ops 3.
Gotcha.
That was when he probably like kind of took a break, or maybe we even played then. Anyways, his name is Jeff, and he is like a 25-month sub in this channel.
Oh,
dude, I had
my name is Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But not with all the bunch of underscores.
Right.
But yeah, no. His name's Professor Piss.
Okay, I know Professor Piss too.
But so he has been a sub in here for so long, and he like think about the break in video games from Black Ops 3 until I started streaming, right? And then like probably like a month after I got my affiliate sub thing is when he somehow found out about me,
right? And
was like, hey, he popped in my chat one night when I was streaming at the boat shop, and he was like, hey, I got a follow from Professor Piss. I was like, oh, I'm about to get fucking trolled, whatever. And he was like, hey man, I don't know if you remember me or not, but it's Jeff. And I was like, I don't know anything, dude.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. And he was like, maybe you know me by my old gamer tag, Inflatable Lady. And I was like, holy fuck, dude, I haven't seen you since I was like 17.
Right.
I haven't talked with you since I was literally like 17. I'm 24 now at this point. And he was like, yeah, man, I saw through a Facebook ad about your Twitch, like you like popped up as Dapper Jameson, and remember, I was not Dapper Jameson until long after that, until I was working at
DJ T James.
Yeah, that's what I was. True. Yeah, but yeah, and he was like, yeah. So I like randomly clicked on this ad on Facebook for some Dapper Jameson because I had a Facebook page whenever I had Facebook, and it must have like sent it to him because me was friends with him on Facebook, and my page like popped up, whatever. And so he said he randomly clicked on it, and he was like, yo, and I tuned in, and he was like, and it was you. Okay. And I was like, holy shit, that's so insane. And now he's been here for forever, and fucking it's so insane to think about the people you've met in gaming from so long ago until now, especially the ones who you still game with. Like, think about, I've been gaming with Devin.
Right.
I met Devin in the 2nd grade.
Right.
I still talk to Devin sometimes. Whenever I feel like it. But the same thing with like D-Mash. Like, I played RuneScape with D-Mash. I didn't even know you, and I gamed with you for like 2 years. And now we live together. Yeah. Like, you literally live like 5 feet away from me. I met you online. Playing COD, and then from COD to randomly meeting you at a bar, you'd be like, hey, James, it's Trey. Trey will own you. And I was like, oh my. From like, think about like full circle. How fucking crazy is that?
It's insane to think about, like the whole, just like butterfly effect, I guess. You know,
It's
Because,
wild.
Like, for example, like I remember when I first bought my Xbox, my Xbox One, and I didn't have one, but I went down to Fort Lauderdale to work with my uncle.
Yeah.
But in 2018 I did that.
Yeah.
But I did it one time before that in 2014.
Oh.
And
I always forget how much older you are than me.
Yeah, that's crazy. But my uncle paid me probably like $1,400-$1,500 or so for like a couple weeks of work. And I came home, and the first thing I did was like, I'm gonna go buy an Xbox. Fuck it, I don't care. I want an Xbox. I have an Xbox 360 still. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm changing. And I bought it that night. I got on with like Dmash. Well,
Did you text everybody?
Well, yeah. Well,
oh my God, Brady.
Yeah.
Dude, I see Brady post shit about like
his company, his T-shirt,
his super fucking acid trip.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that shit is so weird. He'll post stuff to his story, but he'll send it to everyone on his list and still post it to his story. So like, I'll get a random snap from him that's like right when I get it, it says like Brady Oates,
Yeah.
and he'll be like, I'll be like, this is some fucking like he's basically sending me an ad. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, like I don't get into fucking tie dye.
What he's doing?
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna buy
same.
it.
And like, dude, like I am not gonna be the guy that buys a tie dye kitty cat onesie.
Right.
Like it has the Cheshire cat from fucking
Alice
in Wonderland. I'm like, dude, that's not what I'm into. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
But so we got on because do you know what Pro Clubs is on FIFA?
Where you can have
and you can like one person.
I remember you guys all playing this.
So
all the fucking time.
The first time I ever met Jacoby, D-Mash, all of them wasn't even on Call of Duty. It was on FIFA Pro Clubs.
Holy shit!
Because I was been playing FIFA since like fucking FIFA.
Yeah, you are a rager on
dude,
FIFA.
I get because I know I'm better than myself. Okay, I get into a game and I'm about to lose to someone that I was like, I'm so much better than this kid. Which that's what every FIFA player says. But still though, like I'm different because I don't lose in FIFA. Yeah. Anyways, so I finally get my Xbox One. I sign on. I get FIFA. I get Call of Duty. I get all these games, and also it was an older game at this point, but everyone was playing it. Battlefield Hardline.
Dude, I loved we played all the Battlefield.
Right.
We played Battlefield Bad Company, like everything, all the way up through then.
And so everyone's on Battlefield Hardline, and I didn't have it at that point.
Hardline was like the worst one too.
Yeah,
apparently.
terrible.
So.
That was my first ever Battlefield.
Damn, you started on the worst one.
Well, so okay, so we played FIFA. I played FIFA, and then all of a sudden Brady was like, "Hey man, we're doing pro clubs. Like, do you want to play with us?" And I was like, "Fuck it, like why not?" And I got in. And I remember as I was joining, Matt Coney Bear was like, "Is he good?" And I knew he was talking about me, and I was like, "I mean, I'm decent." And they was like, "Well, come." And then Brady was like, "Nah, he's good." And then they was like, "Well, if you say it, Brady, we can't believe you because Brady was."
Trash at every video
game.
Brady
was the one that was like holding the sprint button, and by the time halftime hit, his player is like quarter energy left. So like
the only thing Brady's good at is fucking RuneScape.
Yeah, RuneScape.
Sand Casino, bro. Meet me there.
And memeing kids.
Yeah, that's
fucking memeing the hell out of kids.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got on, had a fun time, whatever, and then like I didn't have Hardline, so they was like, why don't you file share with Jacoby? And you
That's
can
when
have
file shares,
and you can have Battlefield. So I was like, okay. And the Jacoby, we eventually did it. Barely knew Jacoby. We was like, fuck it, let's do it. And
risky decision.
Yeah, and we started file sharing. Then that's how I got Battlefield, which I fucking hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
It was the worst one, but yeah.
And like everyone hated it too. That they're just playing it to play it to like meme out. So like I played it a little bit, and then right after that, that's whenever we got Call of Duty, and that's when I don't remember what COD it was, but that's whenever I started meeting you. After,
yeah,
because I think you was already not in college, but no, you're still at home at that point.
Yeah, because we were playing Black Ops.
Yeah,
and then when we were playing Black Ops, because that was like few and far between Black Ops, because like we were gaming, but it wasn't like definitely wasn't like it was in college. And I think whenever I got to college, like don't get me wrong, like team camaraderie is tight and whatever, but like I went to a college where I didn't like these were kids who were like super sheltered growing up, and they were the ones that were like, yeah, I'm gonna get a Four Loko and just get fucking whatever, just blacked. And I'm like, dude, don't get me wrong, like I'm about partying, but I've done this.
Right.
Like I did this when I was 16, dude. Like
Right.
this is your first time away from home, and don't get me wrong, this was like my second time away from home, but still, even at that point, you know, like when you're young, you're like, fucking dude, let's party. But it wasn't one of those things where I was like, yeah, I have to go out and I have to get hammered with people. And that was when I found, like, seriously, like that's when I leaned on playing video games to have like a super, like I would rather be super tight with all of us like we were than I was like, hey man, like don't get me wrong, I would still go out, like you guys remember I would go out, but I would come back and drunk and be like, well, let's keep drinking and we'll fucking game, like whatever.
He would go to the clubhouse all the time and game because it had better internet than his dorm.
Yeah, my baseball clubhouse, we had way better internet, so I would pack up all my shit and take it to the baseball clubhouse and game in there, and then the coaches would walk in.
He would be like, fuck, my coach is coming.
Yeah, like God, dude. I remember specifically coaches walking in and being like, what are you doing? Like, well, you got this is just better internet here. Like, I'm like, there's nothing else I could do. Like, all right, man, that's cool. And there was no one else around me, so because it was like just classes above, and you know, it was like, yeah. So that was so much fun, dude. I think back to that, like I literally remember specifically being like, when we would go out to these shitty bars, man. Like I don't get me wrong, I'm cool with the dive bar. But we're talking like worse than the bar that I was just about to literally worse than that bar we went to the first day we got. Ladies and gentlemen, it was terrible. We got him.
We've had 3 children.
Dude, J5 with the 27 months of continued support. Maybe I get J5 over here one time.
That'd be cool.
I'd be okay with, because I feel like if J5 tried to murder me, I'd murder him.
Has he graduated?
No, not yet. I think he graduates.
I wonder when he can talk about what we know.
We'll have to find out. Did music stop playing?
I can't hear it.
It did? He graduates in June, dude. Let's go.
When can you talk about it?
All right. Your stream should be promoted by a moving company. The amount of packing and moving you've done over your stream, I know, dude. Yo, Double A, what's up, bro? Hey, homie. I'm sure I can't hear soon. Perfect. Yeah, maybe we have that conversation. I need to. I talked with Bonsai Bros. I'm gonna try and get them on the stream. But
are they from around here?
No, they're in Texas. But when we were looking into moving to Austin, I'm actually so glad we didn't move to Austin. High key.
Why?
I have loved the weather here.
Same.
I have loved the weather here. There's literally, now granted we haven't been here that long, but there's literally only been one day, and that was that day when it was like 92.
Yeah.
And even still, I was like, fuck, it's hot, but like every day that I stepped outside back at home, I was like, I get it.
Right.
It's fucking, I got it. It's hot. Okay. Whereas here, 90% of the days that I've gone outside, which is rare, I've walked out and been like, damn, feels great outside. Yep. Like, especially here recently, it's been feeling so good, man. I can't hear Trey's mic. What?
Test?
What if no one's been able to hear you this whole time? No one said anything? There's no way. It's good. Okay. Oh my God. I was actually about to be so bummed.
Yeah, that would have been so funny.
I'd have been so bummed. Okay. Well, turn your fucking mic up. Well, idiot.
Yeah.
We said it sounded good. Okay. Sometimes he gets a bit far away. Yeah. Have you noticed how how body oriented you are when you're talking? Like you'll literally be like, yeah, man, I know. It's just like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, dude, we're fucking right here, bro.
I talk with my hands. Too,
yeah,
so.
Yeah, you do. You do talk with your hands. My volume is down. What up, CY? All right. 27 months, dude. Appreciate that, J5.
Careful with the laptop.
Yeah. Speaking of J5, I want that pizza. Pool's Pizza is so good.
Yeah, it's definitely the second best. And
Definitely the second best. But dude, God, those pizzas with the Peroni.
yeah.
Is it Peroni?
No, wait.
The Italian beer?
Oh yes. That's
Is
what
it
we have.
Peroni?
Yeah, it's Peroni. 1000% sure.
Positive?
100.
Bartender, let's find out.
Imported from Peroni. Oh, from Italy. Yikes.
We're at in Italy.
Rome.
It fucking is Rome, you lucky piece of shit. It's the fucking cat. Dude, get the fuck out of here, you lucky piece of shit.
I mean,
That's dog, bro. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, y'all had Peroni, but you had something else y'all didn't like? It was like a IPA of some kind.
oh, we did have the IPA too.
Yeah. And that's where I was like, that waitress, she had a really nice tattoo, and I was like, I really like your tattoo. And she was like, oh, it's this shop. And I was like, oh my God. And that's where I got this one at.
Right.
So pretty crazy. Yeah, the double IPA. God, people around here are all about their. So when I found this Bull Durham beer, we were originally going to be drinking old fashions tonight, but
I'm so glad we didn't.
really, I would much rather an old fashioned.
I don't think I'm ready to get fucking blacked out.
You know what's so weird is I feel like I get way more hammered drinking beer because we go 1, 2.
True.
Whereas with there was one night where I felt like I drank a lot and I had 5 old fashions here at the house, and I was like, "This is great. This is perfect."
So there's a line for me to where like whenever I first make my first old fashioned of the night, I sip on it and then I'm like, "Oh God, this is terrible." Well, not terrible, but it's like
it's still straight whiskey.
God, it's rough.
Right.
Drink that one. Finally, I'm like, all right, let's make another one. Make that maybe like halfway through that second one, it stops tasting like liquor, and I'm like,
really?
Okay. And then like, because I'm getting to that drunk
Yeah,
phase,
that's true.
and then after that, like I'm just like putting them down. And
yeah, that's true.
There's becomes a point where I just get like, I mean, well, you saw me that one day at Newbies with a sign above my head, and I fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That
was all old fashioned.
Well, we had one of those gin cocktail things.
Oh yeah.
But which I mean, sure, that's God,
I remember that.
Yeah, it's combining alcohols, but like that was mostly old fashions because we were talking about news that I mean, of course, didn't come through, but with
complexity,
exactly.
Yeah, that's why we were there. We were like celebrating, kind of.
Exactly.
God.
And
that's what you get for fucking never fucking pre-celebrate, dude. Never fucking pre-celebrate because nothing comes out of.
We were sitting at the bar hammering these old fashions.
Yeah, because of the.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys that don't know, there was for a long time a lot of talk with me joining Team Complexity out of Dallas, Texas, as a content creator. They were going to, they were setting up a content creation team. They had everything going for it, and then it was like a shoe-in. I don't want to say shoe-in, but I was definitely like top 1 or 2 on their list of content creators of like 5 that they were going to bring in. And then when their COO came out with the, I guess the budget and the plans, they were like, all right, scratch content creators, we're going for competitive players. Right. And that's when they dove hardcore. They put a bunch of money into competitive mobile Fortnite. So imagine how hard that one stung.
They just won WoW too.
Did they? They did. World's first, huh? Yep. I saw that. So yeah. But yeah, we were at the bar that night.
And I remember we had like one of our first or second glass. It was like a half full, in which, God, I can't think of the bartender's name at this point.
Eric.
That's
Eric,
exactly
yeah, dude. Eric's a cool dude.
He would we had like half our glass left, and we were like, "Fuck it, let's just put it down." And I remember chugging that one and being like, "I'm gonna get tore the fuck up now." Like I knew in that moment, I was like, "I'm getting fucking wasted."
Yeah.
And
Because the whole reason we were there was solely because I got that text, and it was like, "Hey man, budget comes out tomorrow. Get ready."
Right.
And that's when we were like, "All right, well, we're moving to Dallas.
Right.
Like I'm ready to
It's
move.
on.
Like
Right.
that night, I remember specifically sitting there and be like, "Yo, you ready to move to Dallas? Like this is what we're doing. Like I'm
Right.
fucking hyped about it." And then literally the next day, or no, like 2 days later, they were like, I got a phone call, and the phone call started from my man Sean, who is one of the greatest human beings ever. He's stuck in Denmark right now. Team Complexity has a Counter-Strike team, and they were in Denmark for either like a boot camp or something like that. And he's stuck over there when the coronavirus hit.
Right.
So they locked him down. And he came in the other day and was like, "Dude, like, I'm loving it."
Right.
He was like, "We're cleared. Like, we can do it." I'm like, "Damn, like, I'm jealous." But anyways, he called me, and I could hear it in his tone. I got the call on stream. Remember, I got the call on stream when I was drinking, and he was like, "Hey, Dap, how you doing, man?" And I was like, That's not the tone you want to hear when you're like expecting right, yeah. And so he was like, "Hey man, you got a minute to talk?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got a minute." And he was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know, like, you know, with everything that's happened here in the past couple of days, I don't want you to feel like anybody led you on, or like this is how the conversation started. Anybody led you on, or you felt like you might have got like the wrong impression about, like, you know, me or Zach or anybody here at the team. But," and I was like, "Dude, you can just get to it." Like I literally was like, "Dude, you could just tell me." And he was like, "Well, the COO came out with the final revisions for the budget and the plans, and we're not going that route that we thought that we were going. And unfortunately, based on what the COO says, I think that we're going in a different direction." And I go, "Sean, so I'm not a part of the team. I'm not even in a conversation." He's like, "Nah, man." I was like, "Dude, you could have literally just been like, hey, like, I'm a grown-ass man, bro. You don't got to let me down easy. Like, I got it." And then he kept, and then Sean, again, because he felt bad, which is fair.
Right.
And he was like, "But yeah, you just know, like," and they did. There's a lot of people at Complexity that went to bat for me. Like Swarlos, CSGO Swarlos is there. He was there. He was a big part of it. Sean, Zach, all the guys that were there that were about it really went up to bat for me there. And I was excited about it, obviously. But they're like, we don't want you to feel like we led you on, or you got the wrong impression about us or whatever. I was like, "Sean, dude, it's not that big a deal."
Right.
And then we ended up in Dallas for a dream hack. No, that was before.
And you went to the booth.
And we got to go to they took it, like, that's when I was like, okay, this is real. Like, they took us on a tour of the facility. We had to check everything out. You know, like, Sean took us out to dinner, like all kinds of stuff. And I was like, all right, well, this is fucking it. This is my life now. Like, let's do this. And obviously it fell through. And now their Fortnite mobile team is really, hopefully, just popping off.
Right.
I'm hoping they're just absolutely pogging out, because I have not a clue. But yeah, that's why we were celebrating that night. Pre-celebrations never work. We also, remember, we were talking with Eric, because there was like just a few of us in there at the time.
Right.
And we were like, God, you know, we're talking about the Lagavulin.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, like, I wish I was man enough to drink Lagavulin or whatever, but I just can't, like, and it's super expensive. And he was like, dude, you don't have to pay that much to get a really great tasting similar to Lagavulin. And he was like, try this. And he poured us those in,
what was it?
In those kind of glasses, the whatever. And we taste tested it, and we were like, dude, I still don't even want that.
Yeah, he was like, everyone's putting this in there. What was it? Fuck, I can't think of the name.
Either way, it was literally drinking a fucking campfire still.
Yeah.
And I can't do it. I don't understand how people are like, hey, man, this is what I need right now.
Right. Maybe
Maybe it's one of those things that it just gets you so fucked up off of like two of them.
Yeah, could be, honestly. My my grandpa puts a little bit of water in his.
Really?
Yeah,
kind of cut it?
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. I can't do that. I can't. I would never be like, oh man, I need a drink.
Yeah.
And then you pour that, like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with
That's
you?
what happened with the Glenlivet with me. Like I was so pumped to have it, and then
No.
I wasn't.
I could literally never drink Glenlivet again, and I'd be
Same.
perfectly fine with it. Glenlivet is terrible.
Yeah.
Glenlivet, Macallan's, Macallan. I for my 22nd birthday, 20th birthday, 21st birthday, whatever birthday it was, we ended up going to Atlanta. Me, Cody, and Josh.
Okay.
We went to Atlanta for one of my birthdays, and Cody's first Challenger. We piled in that car, and he drove us up there. And my mom had booked us this hotel where it was like a really nice one, and it had like this really nice downstairs bar and all this kind of stuff. And me and Cody were the only one with jobs at the time, and Josh went up there. You know how you go to Atlanta? The last couple times we've gone to Atlanta, you've been like, here's my budget.
Right.
This is what I have to go to Atlanta. Anything else over that, I can't do.
Right.
Josh went to Atlanta for my birthday weekend. We went up there on just the three of us. Birthday weekend, he went to Atlanta with $22 to spend on the entire weekend. Everything. And I was like, listen, man, like I'll get you on some drinks. I'll buy you dinner, whatever, but it's gonna be cheap. And you know how we always, every time we go out, we do like I mean, I guess not here recently, but we always try and do like one really nice dinner, right? And so the one really nice dinner that we wanted to do is we wanted to get sushi at this really nice sushi bar. And Josh was basically like, I am not eating until that night type thing. So, but I had bought a bottle of Macallan 12 year. And because at that time, one of the James Bond movies had just come out. Okay. And I'm a big James Bond guy. And James Bond drinks like a Macallan fucking 50 year, which is like a $10,000 bottle or something. Right. And so I bought one of those I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like, I'm James Bond. I got this. I'm fucking James Bond. Like, this is going to be great. And we poured up some shots for it. And by the way, you're not supposed to fucking shoot Macallan 12. But so we each clinked up, took a sip, and that was, again, a fire inside of an oak barrel, and all of us went, oh my god. And we had bought Bush Heavies. We bought Bush Heavies, and again, remember, Josh had no money, so we were taking these shots, and Josh was like, dude, I gotta eat some. I was like, bro, like, let me buy you dinner. Like, I will pay for a dinner before, because we were gonna go out to like some clubs or something like that. And I was like, why don't we eat? We are going to eat. I will pay for your dinner, whatever. And he was like, nah, man, it's fine. And so, and he knew that when we went out, and he's so fucking prideful, that piece of shit, where he's like, you're not paying for me. Right. And so he knew before we went out that he wasn't going to be able to buy drinks. So he drank in a span of me taking a shower, Cody taking a shower, him taking a shower, and all of us getting dressed. He drank, and this was pre-military Josh, right? Young Josh. He drank like 12 Bush Heavies, all within that time, and only ate Chester's Hot Cheetos. Okay. He was literally chugging beers and then taking a handful of Chester's Hot and just popping them in, because he hadn't eaten anything all day. It was like 9 p.m. Right. Like, he was that. So he was fucking blasted by the time we went out. So this was the expensive sushi night, right? So this was the expensive sushi night, and we shouldn't have even been in public. Josh could have gone to jail without a doubt go to jail for being publicly intoxicated. And like to where, but you know, we were young. We were like, this is funny. Like, whereas now if you were like that and you were like, hey man, we're going out, I'd be like, nah, bro, you're not fucking going out.
Right.
Like, you're a grown ass man. I can't tell you what to do, but it's like, you're not fucking going out.
Right.
But so like he was like stumbling around, like just to get in the elevator was like a process. And we were like, we're not even out of the fucking hotel yet. So, and we're supposed to go to this nice restaurant where I've had reservations for like 2 weeks. Like, so we get to this restaurant, we get to the sushi bar, and you can kind of tell, like, because we had been drinking too. Like, I also had no money at this time, but I had enough to make it happen, right? And so we get to the sushi bar. Josh fucking stumbles throughout the whole place. We sit down and we order like one roll each. Like, and I think back to it now. Like, I think back to the waiter coming up to us and being like, fuck, dude. Like, God, these fucking kids. Like, we're not going to get any money. Like, we're not going to get any tips. And like, bro, like, it's not that I didn't want it to. It's like, I don't have that much money. So we each got like one roll. Like, that's literally all we could afford. And we got one roll and one drink. And again, Josh is literally sitting like this. Like, he is like literally fucking blacked out drunk. And this was when I had first started making music on my MacBook.
Oh, okay. For SoundCloud.
And this was like when SoundCloud was like the place, right? And so I just started making music on my SoundCloud, and I'd been making it a lot with Cody. So Cody and I were doing a bunch of it, right? And we're eating dinner, and this is so fucking insane because if I was actually somebody who had a brain or knew what I was doing at that time, could have popped off. But so we're sitting there, and again, Josh is struggling to put food in his mouth. That's how hammered up. I can't. I've never seen Josh that drunk to this day.
Right.
And we're sitting there eating, and we have our drinks, and the waiter comes up, and he brings us like, he fills up like more water for us, and then right as he walks off, two dudes in suits walk up to us, and we're like,
oh shit.
Right, we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're fucked up, whatever. So again, this is a very nice restaurant. We are in black skinny jeans, black t-shirt. I'm in a fucking beanie. Cody's in like typical Cody, all black everything with a backwards hat. Josh is in all black everything with a backwards hat.
Baseball hoodie, baseball jersey.
Literally just like that.
Yeah.
And so we're all sitting there, and these two dudes in suits walk up to us, and we immediately are like, we're in trouble. Like, right. Maybe Josh is too fucking hammered, whatever it may be. Like, this is a place where everybody is in suit and tie, or at least a very nice button up. Right. All the women are in dresses, whatever. And they come up to us and they go, hey man, what do you guys do? And we work fucking beach service. Right. Okay. So, but we're in this nice place. And before the trip, we were like, hey, on the car ride up, we were like, hey, if anyone asks us what we do, we are DJs. Okay. And we had this whole backstory, which was so terrible that we had just got finished. Dude, and this is the God honest truth, bro. This is not a fucking joke. This is nothing. We had a backstory that we had been traveling all across Europe.
Okay.
DJing different clubs and all that kind of stuff. Because, again, I had put out like 2 songs this time, which were terrible. And in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm going to be the fucking next dude. And they were terrible. Right. But so we had this backstory that we were traveling all across Europe, and we were heading home for like a week or 2 before we got on another tour, right?
Okay.
And so when we were devising this plan in the car ride up, Josh was like, look man, I don't want to be a part of that. Like, he was like, I can't keep up with something like that. And we were like, Josh, you gotta fucking do it. Like, just be like our manager or something like that. Like, you're like our road guy. And he was like, okay, I can do that for sure. So we had like this whole backstory, right? And so when those two dudes walked up, we were committed. And so we stuck to the guns, right? But Josh is blacked.
Right.
Cody and I start shaking because these guys are like, hey man, what do you guys do? And me and Cody look at each other just like you and I. Like, it was literally me, Cody, Josh, and these guys walked up this way. And literally, Cody and I look at each other and we froze. And we went, look at Josh. And Josh goes, this is T. James and this is Y to the Doc. They're both international. Like, goes from blacked out to our actual fucking manager, bro. From blacked out to our actual fucking manager. Put it on, put the face on, and they went, oh my God, well, we own a record label here in Atlanta, and we're looking for new up and coming artists. What kind of music do you guys do? And we were like, well, mainly like house, EDM type thing. And Josh literally was like, hang on. He's mainly like a house. And like, I was like, oh my God, like just popped off for us. And they're like, well, listen, do you have any cards? And we were like, nah, man. Josh was like, nah, we don't have any cards right now, unfortunately. Like I said, we just got back from tour. This is kind of like Josh is saying this. He's like, we just got back from tour, kind of like in layover, like chill mode before our little vacation, before the next thing starts. But he's got a SoundCloud where they both produce all their music, and it's at T. James, where like we gave it to him. Right. And they were like, all right, perfect, man. Like, we'll be sure to check it out. And they like shook our hands. Like, they're literally like, all right, well, it's seriously, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. And we were like, oh, yeah. And that moment right there, if I was actually somebody, I might not be right here right now. Because Josh turned it on to a point where I was like, who is this guy?
Right.
Like, was I actually just on tour? And I know that those motherfuckers went and Googled me and got on my SoundCloud, and they were like, this dude's got fucking 800 plays on this song. He wasn't just touring all of Europe. Like, we were like, dude, we've been in Europe for like 2 months. Like, come back, and like we were heading back to Panama City to visit our family or whatever. And I know those guys, when they left there, they were like, damn, okay, like maybe we got some new artists, whatever. And they definitely got on YouTube. They definitely got on SoundCloud, and we're like, all right, dude. Fuck those guys. Yep, they just lie. They just lie. But I'll never be more proud of Josh in that moment. That was
just at a snap of a finger.
Literally went from dude, one of the drunkest. I haven't seen him that drunk since then, and turned it on.
Wow.
Literally went from I'm their tour manager. It's crazy. Hand me another one of those beers. Yeah, fuck those guys. Did you see where Von Miller has the coronavirus?
I did not.
Dude, Von Miller's got the coronavirus. Everybody's getting it. Like, think about how healthy that guy is. How in shape Von Miller is. Scary, man. Scary shit.
I would say at least a little more in shape than me.
Yeah, just like a little bit. Not like too crazy, but definitely a little bit. I love these cans. That's what made me buy it, honestly.
It's like a basic baseball.
I love it. So they have cans that they sell at their park that are all white, and they have the laces all the way around them.
That's tight.
Yeah, that is tight. What are y'all drinking? I've never seen these before. This is a Bull Durham beer, brewed locally here, and we're giving it a try for the first time. This is a light ale. They have the regular one, which is an all blue bottle or all blue can. But yeah, it's literally like a baseball card on the back. Like, it's dope, man. It's super cool, and it's good. It's good beer.
Vortex, what's up, dude?
It's a good beer. Dapper on tour. Let's go, Josh. I'll buy in, dude. And I promise you, if I wish Josh was here, maybe I get Josh on a phone call right now. See what Josh is doing. Because Josh in that moment turned like that's the craziest I've ever seen Josh. Actually, let me just call him, not FaceTime him. Does it really take this long? Thank you. I have Josh on my phone as Jelly Reynolds, which is like this old meme from way back in the day.
Jelly Reynolds.
I don't know if they can hear that. I think they can.
Hello?
What doing?
Laying on my couch, just looking at my phone.
You're live on my podcast right now.
Okay, cool.
And I I just told the story of when we were in Atlanta and you were blacked out drunk and you those two dudes came up to our dinner and you went from blacked out drunk to being my tour manager. How did you do that? How did you do it, dude?
That's pretty much like a bit. You know, you gotta channel everything. I mean, I really think it's kind of those whiskey beers I drank
Yeah.
at that hotel, and I was only living off of hot fries for the whole weekend.
I was telling him.
I was severely hammered by the time we got to the sushi place that I didn't mean to keep the money I had on my lap. I just was gonna pay the bill and I forgot to because I just couldn't remember how to pay a bill. And then the two guys, I don't even remember who they. I just remember just two guys in suits. They're just like, hey, you guys look like money.
Which we didn't. We were probably the most poorly dressed people in there.
Yeah, the ticket was insane. I don't even remember where I even got the money from because I literally brought $25.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, dude, Josh came up there with $23 to his name.
And then, yeah, because I was living off this buy 2 bags of hot fries for 99 cents. And buying natty lights.
They were Bush Heavies or Natty Daddies, or like the heavy ones.
Yeah, but then those two guys walked up and I don't know how I snapped into it. I guess I thought I saw a suit and we're out of place. And I guess my brain thought that's an authoritative person telling us leave or something.
Right.
And then they ended up giving me a business card.
Yeah, I was telling everybody, I was like, because remember we didn't have business cards, and I was like, yeah, I guarantee you, because we told them who we were, and I guarantee you they got back home and they hopped on SoundCloud or Google at the time and hit us, looked us up, and were like, these motherfuckers weren't on tour. These guys didn't have a fucking tour manager.
You told them that we were a knife party.
Did I?
You pulled up a knife party song and played it for them. Because at the time where knife party didn't reveal who they were. And you're like, yeah, we're already with a company, but...
See, I don't remember this.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, we're already with a company, and I was like, yeah, but we can negotiate things. Things aren't permanent in the music industry, and they're like, hey, I feel you there, fella.
See, I don't even remember that. God, I wish you were here.
Yeah, I could get I'd have to hear the song, but it was because we had the whole bit going the weekend that we were some whatever group.
Yeah, I told him that we were traveling all over Europe and shit.
Yeah, so you just play people knife party music.
God, what a shithead. What a time, man.
And that was the girl at the bar that bought us $76 worth of drinks on her money.
Yeah. It was a place called the Cantina, remember?
No, it was Tin Lizzie's.
Oh my God, it was.
Because I kept calling it Thin Lizzie the band.
Yeah. I remember all the signs they had outside that were like, come drink here, all the cool kids are. And we were like, oh yeah, we're cool kids. Let's go.
Yeah, and then that girl but the drinks were $76.
Yeah, I remember that.
And she paid for all of it and wanted us to go hang out at her tent or something.
Yeah. she was like, okay, so she was like, yeah, me and my friends are going to, no, remember they were going to a warehouse. They were going to like a warehouse party or something like that.
Yeah, but she said she slept in a tent behind she said she slept in a tent behind like a music place.
Yeah.
And it was strange, you know?
Dude, it was. And I remember her being like, yeah, so we're going to go to this, we were going to go to like a warehouse party. And she was like, yeah, so like me and a couple of my girlfriends, we're going to go. But before we get out of here, we're going to like rail a couple lines of Coke. Do you guys want any? And we were like, I remember you literally turning around and like sprinting down the street and being like, no. And Cody was like, I mean, yeah, I'm down. And I was like, dude, Cody, no, what the fuck? And Cody was like, dude, why? Like, it's just like, come on, like, let's try it, like, whatever. And we were like, nah, bro, we're not doing that shit. And we watched these chicks rail lines of Coke off a public bench on the side of the fucking road. Where like a bus stop,
right?
Railed lines of Coke off a bus stop bench, and we were like, "All right, dude, we got to get out of here."
They sound great.
We got, and then she was like, "Yeah, I hang out with Young Jeezy all the time." You remember her talking about how she smoked with Young Jeezy? Yeah. We were like, "All right, that's fucking enough. Come on."
He's like, "I outsmoke Jeezy all the time." I was like, "You're not even hot. Why would he hang out with you?" It's so stupid. And like, literally, as soon as she pulled the cocaine out, because we started laughing when she said she was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, and then I just walked away. I got on the phone pretending that I had to talk to our corporate boss. And then I was like, I'll meet y'all at the hotel. And then I was just so hammered that I just went to sleep. And then I woke up and Cody was like, "Yeah, dude, check out the plant in the hallway." I'm like, "Okay." And I got there and he was like, "Yeah, I pissed on it." And then
all right, I gotta get you off the phone before I incriminate myself.
It was funny, dude.
It was funny. All right, Josh, I love you, bro. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, all right, see you later.
All right, bye.
God.
Dude, Atlanta, man. But that was when I got McAllen's for the first time. That's how we started on this. Was fucking talking about McAllen's and Glenn Levitt. Glenn Levitt. That was literally decrypt myself. Yeah. So that was the story of one of my birthdays to Atlanta. Pretty fucking wild.
Yeah. I would say fucking so.
One of the most eventful. God. I miss Josh. We got into some shenanigans. Would Cody remember? Of course Cody would remember. Because Cody still to this day is like, bro, I don't know why we didn't do it. I'm like, dude, no. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're fucking, I'm not going to rail lines of Coke with these random chick. Like, dude, like, oh, man. So when Josh walked off, my whole job was to be like, Cody, stop. Let's go. Let's leave. What the fuck?
I'm glad I didn't go because I've been like, fuck it, Cody. Let's do it, dude.
No,
I'll go with you, dude.
You're a terrible
Cody,
influence.
let's do it, dude.
You're a terrible influence, especially when we're like traveling. Especially when we're traveling. Every time we go to Atlanta, you guys always are like, all right. Cody's like, all right, man, I'm not gonna smoke any cigarettes, like at all. And then Cody's
Cody, wanna go outside, dude?
Cody's like, man, I really want a cigarette. And Trey's like, hey, got a pack right here. Let's go. I'm like, dude, you're like such a piece of
like,
shit.
Where the fuck did you just get that from?
Don't worry about it. You're the guy that buys the pack of smokes from the vending machine at the airport or some shit. Just a turd, dude. Oh man. Wish I would have known you back then when I lived there. I'm glad you didn't know me back then. You probably would have hated me. Yep. So I'd probably do it. Yeah, it's because you guys are turds, okay? You guys are turds, and I'm a classy guy.
Yeah, I think I would have.
I know you would have. You'd have been like, oh well, what's a little Coke
like,
on the night?
Cody, we'll meet them back later. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then something insane would have happened. What if you guys got like hooked on? You're like, dude, there's nothing better.
All the time.
There's literally nothing better. Oh my God, J5 wouldn't. Yeah, because J5's nice, dude. Just ask Cody in Discord, and he remembers. So much fun, man. I fucking love that trip. I've taken a lot of good trips with Cody. Cody and I used to go duo to. We would hop in his car. We would get the idea on like a Thursday, and like Thursday at like 11 p.m. we'd be like, all right, we're going to Volano.
Where?
Volano is near St. Augustine, all that kind of stuff. And Cody and I would literally just be like, well, let's check the skim, or like, let's check the surf. And we would check it, and if it was firing through the weekend, we'd be like, all right, we're going. Like, let's load up. And we would literally load up the vehicle like that night and just drive. And Cody would drive the whole way. I never had to drive, shout out to Cody. But I never had to drive, and we would just, that was when, like, that I found, like, love in, like, my love for hip-hop in that time. Like, that's when we were, like, we would jam to, like, Wu-Tang, old Jay-Z, new Jay-Z, old Kanye, and just, like, it was awesome, man. Some of the craziest, some of, like, the oldest songs right now bring back those memories of, like, driving. It was so much fun. And then we would just go down there with, again, almost no money, literally have just the money for the hotel and be like, all right, they have free breakfast. We got to steal food for breakfast for like the rest of the day. And we would skim, surf, and at night we would go out to a bar, just some shithole dive bar, and get hammered and then do it all over and it was tight. I mean, it was kind of tight.
Yeah.
There was one time we were at a bar and and this like super old mom, she was probably like a grandmother, was like hitting on me, and with Cody there, and Cody's like, dude, you gotta do it. I'm like, dude, dude, I don't know, man. And he was like, here, let me get you another drink. And she was like kind of hitting on me a little bit more because she was getting more and more drunk or whatever. And then this was her like final line, bro. This is her like final line where I was like, all right, we're not doing anything.
Right.
She's drinking and she's got like that super drunk, woozy breath, whatever type thing. And she comes up and she whispers in my ear and she goes, what's the difference between marmalade and jam? I think that was a joke. It was like a joke of some kind. And I was like, I don't know. She was like, and it was something that was like, you can't marmalade your dick in my ass or something like that. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, Cody, dude, we gotta go back home, bro. I'm out. I was like, and she like said it, and then she was like across my face, and I was like, oh god, all right, because she was one of those that was like, all right, so what about marmalade? Baby. I was like, all right, dude, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Literally gotta get the fuck out of here. And that's when Cody was like, all right, dude, let's roll. I was like, because I remember being like, dude, Cody, she told me that basically she wants me to jam my dick in her ass. And he was like, dude, why didn't you? And I was like, why? Dude, let's get the fuck out of here, bro. Oh, man, it was so good. Cody's a terrible influence. I don't think he's as bad anymore, but definitely when we were younger, he was definitely a bad influence. Big shout out to Cody. He was like a hot pizza and ready pizza. Yep, hot and ready pizza, yeah. I was out. You want to try these waters?
Yeah, dude, let's get into it.
Let's try these. Let's get this water taste test going.